What's up, everybody? You are in tune to Marvelous Talk. And as always, you got your player partner, Big Dame. Dame, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Yo, happy Saturday, man. We got a few more weeks, y'all, before my man is going to be swinging into the movie theater, so I'm ready.
Spider-Man, No Way Home. And we got our guest here, Max. What's going on, Max? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I already got a problem with Dame because it's going to be the men swinging in because there's three of them. All right.
And yeah, we got Big G who's on his way. And of course, myself, Mod, man. We are definitely going to get into some marvelous talk this morning, man. But before we do that, man, we definitely got to get into this. And yo, man, I'm telling you, look, I'm super excited to get into our Spider-Man preview and predictions. But before we do that, man, let's talk about Hawkeye. Wow, wow, and wow. I mean, this has impressed me on levels that I did not think that I was going to be impressed on, man. Max, since you're the guest, man, talk to me a little bit about this Hawkeye. How you feeling about it?
I was not a fan when it came out, and not because I just watched it, just because I was like, wow, Hawkeye, everyone's favorite Avenger, right? Can't wait to see this show. But it's been surprisingly good. The Kate Bishop, I've liked her. One of my favorite actors is in it. It's the, her like new stepdad. I love that guy. He's in Better Call Saul. Overall, I've been really impressed by the show. He's like mischievous in a good way, and he definitely killed the guy with the sword he bought at the black auction. I'm only on episode 2. I don't even lie to y'all because I've just been waiting to watch with my girl, but I loved it so far.
Yeah. Hey, love it. Hey, and he bought it. He killed him with Ronan's sword. That was Ronan's sword.
Yeah, exactly. The one he stole at the auction.
Right, that he stole. Yeah, definitely a little slimy. He's a little slimy. And Dane, how you feel about it? Talk to me, man. How you feel about Hawkeye so far?
Man, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I believe we're about to really start. What I really loved about this last episode was just like the energy. Like it was like action paced. Just the whole stuff that they brought in. I think we're going to see a lot more of it moving a lot faster because we, believe it or not, we only have like episode 4, 5, and 6, so we don't have a lot left. But from what I'm hearing, they're going to cover a lot of stuff, and they're saying that they're the latest. I don't know if y'all saw the latest commercial, which I'm going to talk about something that's in that commercial. I don't know if y'all saw it, but there's a character. I don't know if y'all seen it. There's a character that's like in stealth gear with these like eyelets. Like sometimes they have the things where they can have different type of night vision. Man, I bet that's yelling them. Because it looks like her comic. Like if you look at the comic cut from the Thunderbolts, it looks exactly like what she wears in that comic. So I think that's her, man. I think because we've already said she's going to probably be in this show.
So after they introduced her as a character, Yelena is who he's referencing from Black Widow. Mm-hmm. But they've already put her listed in the cast list, so we know she's making an appearance. My thing about this Hawkeye, you guys, man, and to tell y'all the truth, I love the fact that they're pacing it just right, and that they've already introduced 5 characters. Yeah, 5. You know what I'm saying? You got Kate Bishop, you got the swordsman, you got her mama, Echo. The dog. We don't even know who the dog is, but he's somebody. He's definitely somebody.
Echo.
He could be a lurking. I don't know. He could be a scribe. He's somebody. We don't know. And then I'm missing the character.
Echo.
Oh, yeah, Echo. They introduced 5 characters already, and they're pacing, and they hinted at Kingpin already. Oh, yeah. They hinted at Kingpin, and, I mean, whoa. I mean, here we are in a Marvel series, and it's like bam, throwing everything at you, but it's not hitting you like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. You
Right.
know what I mean? It as you're getting it, you're like, oh, the tracksuit mafia. I forgot about them. The tracksuits, they definitely introduced them as well. So it's like, man, you're like getting all of this input, and as you're getting this input, you're able to kind of say, man, you know, this is good, and they're pacing it. And I wasn't overly excited, just like Max. I wasn't overly excited about Hawkeye. Woo, Hawkeye, the bow man. You know what I'm saying? Go get your bow. Woo,
Well,
everybody else got a gun. He has a bow. You know,
I mean, it's basically, I read an article that said they're using it almost, if you think about it in a way, they're using it as a bookend to lead to all these different other things that they're doing. So it's kind of throwing shade at Hawkeye a little bit, unless they give him some type of heroic ending. But they just kind of using him, you know, to point to other stuff, which I'm fine with. I don't have a problem with it, but it's just he's like caught in the middle. So
hey, I don't have no problem with it either, man. Because actually, and then the Christmas feel, Max. How do you think about how do you feel about this Christmas feel? Did they capture it? Did they nail it?
I think so. You know how people say Die Hard's a Christmas movie? I think Hawkeye's a Christmas show, man. Just off what I've seen. They have the snow, they had the Christmas tree, they had the awful musical. What were they singing in the musical in the first episode?
that was
I Can Do This All Day.
The Rogers.
Oh my God.
That was
awesome. Funny. That was good.
But that was horrible. That was horrible. And then he turned his hearing aid off. That was crazy. I was like, yeah, do it, please. Yes, do it. I wish I could turn mine off. It was funny. So, Dane, just if you had any thoughts about this, as far as Hawkeye and bringing in all of the characters, why do you think they actually use Hawkeye like this? Like, honestly, what's your thoughts on that? Why do you think they use Hawkeye as a bridge? Because I definitely see it as a bridge for introducing a lot of characters.
Yeah, good point. He hasn't had an arc, man. I mean, if you think about it, even Black Widow got a movie. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was ingenious the way they did it. You said a great thing when you said at the beginning, the pacing of it. They picked the perfect person, the scenario with it's a great way they're telling the story. You know, he lost his time with his kids, so he's trying to develop that time with his kids. And that's one thing that we've seen with these Disney Plus shows is them developing the characters in more than just we seeing them shooting and fighting. They're giving them life. You know what I'm saying? And you see, and he's trying to make amends from not being there for his kids during the snap. And then the whole aspect of bringing Kate Bishop into the picture, who we know is a young Avenger. You know, we've actually literally seen the majority of all the young Avengers throughout these movies and TV shows. So are they building that team for the future? And then, of course, you know, I think eventually there's going to be kind of a passing of the mantle to Kate Bishop toward the end of the show. Maybe not like totally or definitively, but I think you will see almost what he'll be like, because he already mentioned, he's like, hey, don't ever doubt that you're one of the best marksmen. You know, he made that statement. So it's a good show because we're seeing a side of Clint that we didn't see before, but at the same time, it gives us an opportunity to build for the future in the MCU.
Yeah. And Max, having watched those first 2 episodes, man, don't you feel like her mama's a little bit dirty? You know what I'm saying? I feel like her mama got
I think the mom hasn't gotten over the first dad. She's looking for love, and she's being real dumb right now, and she need to wake up. Because you know that guy, you know her boyfriend. What's his name? God dang it, I can't think. Jacques. No one ever named Jacques was a good influence on anybody. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry, French people out there, but that guy's dirty. He got the mustache. He wore a turtleneck. He commit murder. He just went after her money or something. There ain't no way he's in it.
I don't think she's innocent though, Max. I don't think she's innocent.
I think she's like ignorant to everything happening. Also, she's an awful mother, because if I shot down the priceless clock tower, you guys would never hear from me again, because my mom would have beat me to death. There ain't no way you ever see me. You can't just pay it off. Say, here's no more credit cards.
When you see episode 3, Max, your opinion is gonna change. I promise you.
She's a good mother?
No, she's a bad mother.
Oh yeah, I'm saying she's already a bad mother. I already think she's a bad mother.
But what Amar's saying, she's got more in the table.
Oh, okay. Then.
Yeah, she's not
Hey,
yeah.
you know
She's
what?
not
Shout out my
ignorant
guy
as she think.
Armand.
Yeah,
I
she's
didn't get
not
to see
ignorant
enough
as
of
she thinks
Armand.
she
I was
is.
into him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little, she's a little dirty. I feel like her hands is
Hey
dirty.
man, somebody made a point too that I read earlier that was really interesting. Is what if they staged the dad's death? What if the dad is really not dead?
Well, you know, in the comics, the dad didn't die; it was the mother that died, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that could be, you know, I mean, what if the dad is the dog? You know,
Oh my god!
I mean, see,
Yeah,
hey,
that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one.
they're doing something. They're doing something. I don't know, but I do. One thing I do know is the swordsman and Hawkeye know each other, and if when G comes, you know, and when we talk to G about this, he'll kind of give you some more background to this. But you know, when Hawkeye came into the house on episode 3 and he was looking around with Kate, right? He was looking around like, where are you? Not like, you know, is it you sure ain't it? You know what I'm saying? He was looking like, you know, where you at? You know what I'm saying? So there was that look on his face like he was searching. And when he showed up at the end, it wasn't really a surprise. It was like, yo, you got a sword to my neck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It was like, why you got the sword to my neck? For real. Like, you know. So I really think there's something there as well. But man, getting into Spider-Man No Way Home, let's talk about how it broke the internet. It pulled a Beyonce, it pulled a Kim Kardashian, it broke the internet. Wow.
I was a victim.
Wow. So, Dave, talk to us about your experience in buying tickets for the Spider-Man No Way Home release.
Dude, let me tell you. So Monday they went on sale. We're in Central Time Zone, so that would have been 11:01 our time. I started checking at 10:45, and good thing I did because they opened up the portal at about 10:55, right? So I'm on AMC's thing, man. They got the times listed, but nothing's happening. It's like gotten the wheel of death. So let me try Fandango, man. I go to Fandango, same thing. Fandango not working. Fandango is actually crashing, like literally gone. I go to Cinemark, same thing. So it's like, so I'm going between all 3 of those sites. I've got all my windows on my computer, plus my phone app for AMC. And I finally, through the AMC app, I get in and it says 45 minutes in line, right? You're in line, 45 minutes. So I just kept the app open, still trying online. So the app is going, you know, on my phone, it's saying 45 minutes, 30 minutes. It gets down all the way to 7 minutes, man. And then it jumps back to an hour.
Wow.
Well, this time it's past midnight and I'm exhausted. So I'm like, I lay down, man. So I woke up, for whatever reason, I woke up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. and it had kicked me out of the line. So I went back in, but this time it moved. Like I was like, you said, it's like you got a minute left in line. So I was able to buy 2 tickets for my wife and I on the first night, the 17th. And then I went back in and got tickets for Saturday for me and my family to go. So it was a trip, man. But you know, yeah, I was like, I couldn't believe it. Like every single website was like crashing for like at least 2 hours.
Wow. Wow, that is wild. And Max, you said you got your tickets already, so you're prepared. How was your ticket buying experience?
I mean, it couldn't have been any different than Dame's. Also, thanks for buying us tickets. Me and Ma don't want to see the movie at all, Dame. But I went on iPick.com, picked the time, in and out in like 2 minutes. It was open.
Right.
I got them for Friday, so I was good. No problem at all.
Wow. Well, I mean, so even without, we had spoke and we were like, yo, if they show the 3 Spider-Men, you know, it's gonna break the internet. Even without that, it broke the internet. I think this movie is, and this is why we're doing a prediction show, because I really honestly and truly believe that this movie is gonna be outside of this world, one of the best Marvel movies that we have seen thus far. Dang, I'm gonna let you go ahead and start it off with the predictions. where do you see this movie going? Where do you see it ending up? How do you see the plot shaking out? Talk to me.
It's definitely not going to end well. I have that mindset. One thing that I would tell y'all, did you notice the new posters that they just put out? Did you guys see those new posters?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't seen them yet.
3 posters. One that has the Green Goblin, one that has Electro, another that has Doc Ock. Okay. One thing about them, they feature those villains prominently in the poster, but on the back end is just kind of like a side shot of Spider-Man. So you don't see the full shot. But what's different, what's interesting, if you look at each one of those posters, the costume, and mind you, it's just a little small portion of it. So maybe like split in half, but you still see like the face from the side and the back. Each one of those faces are different. Each one of the costumes are different. 3 posters, no more than 3. They just put 3 out. So that just lets me know, come on, y'all, quit playing. These dudes are in the movie. I mean, even the silhouette of their faces look different. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm like, yeah, this right here. If there's any proof that they're all in the movie, that poster is it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Take a look at it if you haven't had a chance to check it out, Ma. But it's
definitely gonna grab it. I'm definitely gonna look after the show. Max, let's get into the predictions, man. Let's talk about it. What are your questions?
Well, I got a bunch, but we can just hit a few of these. I think a good place to start is you guys definitely think all 3 are going to be in the movie, right? Toby,
Absolutely.
Andrew, and Tom.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So will all 3 be alive at the end of the movie?
No, I really think that Toby is going to be the one that dies. He's the oldest, you know what I mean? And if going throughout all of the plot leaks that I've read and the things that I've got on the internet as we done been down the rabbit hole, like Big G always says, definitely I believe that he's going to sacrifice it all for the team. And his character is one that would do that, that would sacrifice it all for the team. So I think Toby is the one that doesn't make. And then if you look at this poster right here, well, that one right there, Into the Spider-Verse, didn't that happen already? You know what I'm saying? So I could kind of see that same scenario happening where Toby give it up, you know what I'm saying, for the team. What do you think, Dane?
I think that's a good take on it, man. Either that or somehow another referencing Spider-Verse, kind of that same parallel, he finds a way to get them back to their universe. See, I think this is what I think, y'all. I think all of these bad guys, or even the Spider-Man that they bring in, I think somehow or another they're going to get them all back in. But I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about that purple stuff that was in the sky that's breaking out, that they're going to bring in stuff that they didn't intend to bring in that they ain't going to be able to get back, which is going to get continued in Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I think you're right on par with that. I think that scene is actually the end scene of the movie, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's everything is already got back to normal, and Doctor Strange is like, Spider-Man pulls up on Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is like, yo, something ain't right. this, I can't hold it, because this was happening way back in WandaVision. So, now it's going on a different layer. So, Max, what do you think? Your thought on that?
I agree with you 100%. I don't think Toby will make it, but I'm going to transition to another question. How dope will it be if Toby Spider-Man gives him with great power comes great responsibility speech at the end of the movie?
Oh man, the whole theater going to go nuts.
Hey, you're going to have people crying like Iron Man when he died. It's going to happen. Is the people oh, Uncle Ben, Toby, oh God. You know what I'm saying? It's really
awesome. That would be awesome. That would be paying. That would be like, I learned my lesson from Uncle Ben, and now, yeah, man. Wow, Max, that's a good one. I didn't think about that.
I gotta give a shout out to my guy Dak on that one. He helped me come up with that question, but I think that'd just be like a good come full circle moment, because they already said Uncle Ben ain't being visited in this movie, so they have no plans to bring him up.
I think that's a great one. I think that's a great one. Actually, honestly, man, how great! Oh my God, it's great. Wow. Next question, Max.
Do you guys think Miles Morales will make an appearance, or they'll hint at him? They already kind of hinted at him with Aaron, the Prowler, Childish Gambino, in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I
So
think they will. Either he's in the battle with them, with all, because it's 5 or 6 villains. So even with 3 Spider-Men, is that enough? So I'm thinking what will turn the tide if they have Venom join the fight, and if they have Miles Morales join the fight. Because now you got 5-on-5 with the bad guys that they posted already. So it'd be good to see him in the fight or in a post-credit scene setting it up for the future.
Yep. I think you're gonna get post-credit. You know, I think you're gonna get post-credit scene Miles Morales. I don't think you're gonna get Miles in the battle, which I would love that to happen. I would actually love Damon. Listen, I would love that. I would love that.
He dope.
Oh man, I mean, to see Miles Morales getting at it and whooping behind. Oh, see him and Electro go at that would be dope. Oh my gosh, that would be dope. But we don't even have a character. We don't have a somebody cast in that role, and I think we would have heard about somebody being cast in that role, or somebody being cast that even fit that bill, and we hadn't heard anybody being cast for to fit that bill. So
yeah, but
think about it.
Think about it though. They don't have to cast him. They can CGI the character and not even show you the actual Miles Morales, but you see the character swinging. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have to. They don't even have to.
I mean, there could be more than 3 Spider-Men in this movie. We have no clue.
Absolutely.
Could be you could be right. You could be right. But I do believe that Damon's spot on with the Venom comment. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen some way, somehow, some shape, form. Damon's spot on that. Next question, Max.
What are your predictions for the after credit scene? Will there be 1? Will there be 2?
I definitely believe that there's going to be 2. I think that
I've heard rumors about even 3.
Wow, I ain't heard that.
I heard somebody say they had like that was just a rumor. I don't know if it was real, but yeah, that's what I heard. 2 short ones and then 1 that's long.
Yeah.
So what do you think will be in it? You have any speculation? I think that if Venom's not in the movie, he'll be in one of the after credit scenes.
Yeah,
and maybe they do some like more shadowing with like Doctor Strange, because I really wonder how much Doctor Strange we're going to get in this movie. So I guess those are the 2 questions: post-credit scene and how much Doctor Strange. I think he'll be in like a quarter of the movie.
If they were smart, I'm gonna tell you what they would do. If they was really smart, they would throw something about Kang up in there.
And that's where I think we are going in as far as this next whole thing with the end credit scene. I think having Kang the Conqueror being mentioned in that whole thing is going to be where we go on that phase, and that's how we have that third or that second end credit scene. All right, next question, Max. Next question.
How much J. Jonah Jameson do you want to see in this movie?
Not much. I mean,
really? He's one of my favorite characters.
I don't want to see a lot of J. Jonah Jameson.
So you know what I mean? Wow, I'm kind of shocked by that. I'm so happy they brought back the original one too.
He's cool, but I don't want to see much of him. I don't.
Is Doc Ock friend or foe?
Both. I think him and Sandman are going to end up being definitely friends to Spider-Man, allies at the end. I don't think. I mean, you think about it. Doc Ock died kind of helping Spider-Man, right? He didn't die fighting him. He died helping, saving everybody. He took the responsibility for what he created. So there's some good in him, right? They even showed that in the trailer. Like, you're not Peter Parker. What I don't want to hurt you. You're not Peter Parker, kind of. So yeah, and then we know that Sandman, from a lot of the things that I've read, is gonna reign true in the end as well. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I think Doc Ock especially will be a friend. I'm not sure about Sandman. I'm definitely Norman Osborn. No way. He has a bone to pick with Spider-Man. And I think Electro too. And I don't know if you've heard this rumor going around that Electro has an arc reactor on his chest. And he got that from killing Tony Stark in his universe.
Wow.
So if he starts bringing up the ghost of Tony Stark, you know what that means to Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Oh, it's going down. He gonna try to, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's going down. It's going down.
Do you think there'll be somebody who just like steals the show that we weren't expecting? Like maybe there's an amazing Zendaya performance in there. I don't really think it'll be her, but maybe one of the villains steals the show. Maybe Jamie Foxx. I think he's capable of it.
That is a great question, Max. That's a great question. Honestly, when I think about this, the person that I think is gonna at some point die as well is Ned. I think something bad's gonna happen to Ned.
Why? What's Ned done?
I think
Ned ain't gonna be anywhere near the final battle, bro.
I think something bad's gonna happen. That's not true. Because if you look at the screenshots, there's a lot of screenshots when Zendaya's falling off of the building. Guess who else is there on that building? Ned.
We have to
Ned.
protect Ned at all costs.
Yeah, Ned is on that building, and I do believe Ned's gonna become the Hobgoblin.
No,
I believe it.
come on, that sweet Ned.
I
He
believe
the guy
Ned,
in the chair.
I believe Ned is gonna become the Hobgoblin. I do.
So we've seen like Doctor Strange say like, "Oh, look, there's people coming through I can't control." Are those people going to be called variants? Do they know about variants?
We do. As the watchers, we know about variants. I don't know that they know about variants yet. And I think you're gonna have to introduce that line of thinking, right? Because you got 3 Spider-Men. So who are you? You're from a different universe, which means that you're a variant, right? So I think we're gonna hear that term in Spider-Man No Way Home a lot. I think we're gonna hear that term.
Are you a fan of Daredevil making an appearance, or excuse me, Matthew Murdock?
Yeah, and I mean, with the screenshots that we saw, a lot of people, shots that were quote unquote not real, but Marvel scrubbed them from the internet. I do believe that we're gonna see Matt Murdock there as his lawyer, and I think that's dope. I think incorporating and bringing in Matt Murdock and setting up Daredevil is important. I think it's important to the Marvel universe as we know it going forward, because we need anti-heroes. And of course, Daredevil is kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? He's real dark, but he's a hero all at the same time,
I hope we get a good amount of him. I think we're not going to see Daredevil, but I think you're going to see Matthew Murdock, maybe Daredevil in the teaser. Because if you think about what we were talking about earlier with Hawkeye, we've all heard the reports of Kingpin. That's another Daredevil show character. It's the same actor. They salvaged that project. Is there anything else you think they'll salvage? You think maybe Luke Cage can have an appearance? Jessica Jones. Hopefully they don't need Iron Fist. Shang-Chi got his skill set. We don't need him.
No, we don't need Iron Fist.
That show was trash.
Stay what about so the other far shows? Stay so far away.
Where did he come from? Shangri-La or whatever. You can go over there and just hang out for really 1,000 years. So, do you think they'll salvage any of the projects though? Maybe some Luke Cage.
Max, this is a great question, man. Whether you
I'm supposed to. You know it all Marvelous Talk crew. Are you supposed to?
It's a
great. You
gotta
question. Test you guys.
I don't. Okay, here we go. Luke Cage is worth saving. I think they save it, right? I think they save Luke Cage. I think they definitely save Jessica Jones, and they may set her up for You know, I don't believe that we're gonna see them in this No Way Home movie. But I do believe as a result of the No Way Home and Kingpin, I mean, Kingpin has so many enemies, you know, so, you know, being able to, that are heroes, enemies that are heroes, it's heroes that fight Kingpin, you know, so being able to bring those people in, I think is going to be a benefit to Marvel, and they'll be able to reboot some of these things and show them in a way that, you know, Marvel is capable of showing them. I mean, Kevin Feige is the general. You know what I'm saying? He's the general. And let me back up for a minute, because you kind of skated past this, and I need you to understand. Need you to understand. Get this. I'm not gonna totally go about leaks. And you know, I understand that Ned is going to definitely be injured or in a place to where his relationship is going to be fractured with Peter, right? And that's coming because, you know, he, first of all, he didn't like the fact that he wasn't the only one that knew about Peter's secret. And when Zendaya found out, it was kind of like, you know, okay, so I'll deal with it. Ned's possessive. You know what I'm saying? You know, Ned's a very possessive friend. He's like, you know, I want you all to myself kind of thing. And you know, that's a bad trait. That's a bad trait. You know what I'm saying? And that trait can be easily manipulated by somebody like Norman Osborn. Let's talk about Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn is the master manipulator, right? He is the master manipulator. I mean, definite master. So I could see Norman kind of manipulating what's going on with. I could see that without a shadow of a doubt. I can see him manipulate Ned and get in there, because we already heard the talk. Peter, you know, you think you can save everybody, and you remember that in the trailer? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
we've heard that.
and they're like, you need help, and that's when everyone thought the Spider-Man were coming in. But yeah, keep going. I'm with you so far.
Yeah, so, you know, if he's trying to manipulate Peter himself, you don't think he try to manipulate Peter's friends?
Oh, definitely will.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he do. He with the creepy old man voice.
He's somewhat of a scientist, so I believe he can get up to some stuff. This is what I'm kind of confused about, Mom. Maybe this is like a big talking point. This can't be the Green Goblin we grew up with, right? Oh, well, you were grown up, but I grew up with. This isn't this Green Goblin from Spider-Man 1 or Doc Ock from Episode 2, is it? From Spider-Man 2, is it? Because those guys died.
Okay.
So is this some other universe's Green Goblin, or do we know what this one is capable of?
So no, they were taken in. So they said each one of these guys died as a result of fighting Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right?
So they can't be the same. They're different variants.
Yes and no. I think from the plot leak that I read, and I'm going off the plot leak. And shout out to Big G. Big G. We see you in the background.
Come back from the multiverse soon, bro. We miss you.
Yeah. The gist of the matter is when it comes down to it, this is what I'm saying, Max. They were pulled at the moment they were about to die. They were pulled at the moment.
I get you.
At the moment they were about to die, they were pulled. So, and when they got to this universe, because who got here first is Green Goblin. And, you know, when Norman Osborn got here, he was able to start framework and everything. And then when he caught them and he started pulling them together, you know what I'm saying? He explaining to him, hey, man, your powers are going to be different here. You're going to be different here. You know what I'm saying? Let's work. And it kind of sticks with the theme of, you know, Jamie Foxx saying, you're not going to take this away from me this time. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what did he take from last time? So you got to think about all of this dialogue that we're getting. It all means something, right? It all means something.
How big of a fan are you of Electro against Amazing Spider-Man 2? Do you like his hair now, or do you miss like the Jerry curl he had going?
I'm glad that the Jerry curl is gone. I'm glad that
I always support Jerry curl, so I missed that.
I'm glad that the Terrell, Texas. I'm glad that the Terrell, Texas Jamie Foxx is gone. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. I'm honestly running out of questions. I got a couple more, and this is about someone we really don't talk about. Like Zendaya's a huge star, but I feel like in these movies, especially, I haven't seen anything from her like spectacular. And that's not a dig. That's just her character. So she's playing Mary Jane Watson, even though we don't know her name. They just call her MJ. Out of her, Kirsten Dunst, Mary Jane from the original one, and Gwen Stacy, which one have you been most intrigued by, like the character?
Zendaya.
Really?
Yeah, Zendaya. I mean, one died. The other I felt like was a Broadway play. You know what I'm saying? Broadway play, Mary Jane. But you're gonna have her here. You're gonna have her in this movie. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna see how her character evolved, right? So, I mean, with the 3 Spider-Men, here's what okay. Hey y'all, Marvelous Talk Land, Ahmad here. This is what happening in this movie. I see a dialogue happening between Mary Jane and Peter, which is Toby. And, I see them in a family setting before he actually is pulled into the multiverse, right? So I think you're going to get a chance to see what's happening with him personally before he gets pulled into the multiverse. The scene where Zendaya is falling, I really don't think that it's going to be our Tom Holland that saves her.
I 100% go with that. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Andrew's Spider-Man that actually saves her. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're going to get that line, not again. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I want Andrew Garfield saving my girl right there, man. His track record. It's a little spotty.
Yeah, and that's why I think you see that happen, right? It's his redemption. It's his redemption. And I think Toby dying is his redemption. You know what I'm saying? So you get an opportunity to play these things. And then, like I said, like you just said, the Uncle Ben quote, that's dope. That's dope.
I only got a couple more. The first one is, the famous Spider-Man meme where they look at each other?
No.
Can we please get that scene in the movie?
No.
Where they all point at each other?
That's so comic book. You and G would probably be the only one that appreciated that.
I mean, my whole generation loves memes like that. They're like, oh, the Spider-Man meme is like real. So I would like to see that. And the last one, I want to know how excited you are, and give me your one bold prediction. You can be anything. You could say there's only going to be one Spider-Man.
Bold prediction.
I'll give you mine first, so I'll give you some time to think.
Okay, go ahead.
I think this movie is going to be very good. I'm not sure it's going to be the game changer everyone thinks it's going to be, but I think it's going to be used a little bit as a jumping off point for Doctor Strange Madness of the Multiverse. Because you know how Marvel does it, Mod? They can't ever just give it to you. They got to just tease you with it. They got to give you a little nibble. They got to just tease this character for a while. They got to get the casual comic book fan or casual Marvel fan, not there's anything wrong with that, ready for it. They got to get them ready for the multiverse, and this is the first step of getting the multiverse. It's like Loki. They got people ready with different variants. They get, oh, look, here's King the Conqueror. They didn't just introduce King. They had to they had a whole show that was based around showing him.
Right.
And showing the arc of Loki. So I think it's going to be used as a jumping off point for Doctor Strange, and then Doctor Strange is going to be the one that throws everything into the blender.
Right. So I do believe that. I do believe that. But my bold prediction is, and I've already made a couple of bold predictions about Toby dying. My bold prediction is that you're gonna see Venom. You're gonna see Venom. Venom is gonna help. Definitely you're going to get I think you're going to get a forecast of Wanda Maximoff coming into or behind the rip and the tear in the multiverse. I think you're actually going to see Scarlet Witch be behind that whole thing, right? I think that's what we're going to see, and I think that's what we're going to get, and I'm super happy about that. I'm super happy. So that's my bold prediction, is you're probably going to get Scarlet Witch in this, and there's been no mention or and she's probably an end credit scene.
I hope so. Do you think Venom's gonna just be like all over Spider-Man, like Tom Holland, just be like, yeah? Because the only reason I'm saying that is because in the after credit scene of Venom 2,
he licking the
was
TV,
like, licking the TV like that guy. Oh yeah,
yeah. No,
so
I think he's gonna
might be a little obsessive. Like Ned ain't gonna like Venom. Venom and Ned ain't gonna get along.
No,
Ned
and Venom ain't gonna get along. I mean, that's hey guy, you're a little too clingy. That's one of those things, man. Honestly, I think he will be, but I think he'll be in support of him because once again, he's an anti-hero. He's definitely an anti-hero. But man, Max, I thank you for hanging out with us, man, and I thank you for exploring this. I think we got an opportunity to really dig into our predictions. We don't have long, man. I mean, at this point, when we look at it, Spider-Man No Way Home is what, less than 2 weeks away?
Less than 2 weeks away.
It's less than 2 weeks away. So, man, if you like what you're seeing, man, make sure you like and subscribe. Definitely, we're here for you and yours. I thank Max for sitting in with us. To Big G, to Dame, who had to pull out early. Man, we definitely love you guys. We thank you for rocking with us here at Marvelous Talk, and we out.